Hey adventurers, hey Paxians, welcome back to another Pax Dei Chronicle. I'm Phoenix, and we have some really exciting news to cover today if you, for some reason, haven't heard yet. The Wilderness Alpha, Alpha 2 for Pax Dei is coming April 23rd. So it's just a little over a month away, and I'm super excited about it. Now, when you get past that initial phase of excitement, your next question is probably, wait a minute, that was supposed to be in Q1. That's a valid question, and there are legitimate reasons why, so we're going to talk about those. But the big news is that April 23rd is the next round of alpha. So if that's all you're here for, you can leave. No, really though. So Mainframe provided us a few reasons as to why the slight pushback in the schedule. And really, it makes sense when you think about it logically. So Mainframe has a few critical systems that they want to do testing on. For this next round of alpha. Now, it sounds like there was some challenges and probably some complications with getting those systems fully implemented or to the place where they thought it was ready to test. So they delayed it until they felt comfortable getting that out for us to test. So that makes sense. It's logical. What's interesting is they're also telling us that they're providing additional features and content that were not actually in the scope for this round of testing, which I find really interesting. Mostly because, you know, obviously in the distant future, at some point, we want to launch the game. But before that, early access is coming. And so all of this is leading up really to the early access point. And if they're saying, hey, we've got additional content that we can throw in there that's ready for testing and consumption, like, I mean, that's great. That's awesome. So Alpha 2, the Wilderness Alpha, April 23rd, it's coming soon. So what do you do in the meantime? Probably have some questions. Who has access? Who's getting access? How many invites? That sort of thing. And Mainframe's got answers to all of those, but we're going to cover them here right now. So first things first, and probably the most mind-blowing thing to me is that they're looking to invite at least 100,000 players to this next round of testing. Yes, 100,000 or more. Let's just stick with 100,000. This is mind-blowing to me because the last piece of information we had as a hint was they were looking to roughly double the number of invitations. And if you go back and do some research on how many people were invited for Alpha 1, it was sitting around 12,000. So I was conservatively estimating 24 to 25,000 people for this next round of Alpha. To see 100,000 is just like, whoa. So, you know, I'm sure that this is going to feel like a scale test of sorts. So temper your expectations. It might be a little bumpy, but that's really exciting, given the fact that they want to obviously have as many players as possible. But 100,000 is a really high number in my mind. It's just, yeah, mind-blowing. Okay, so beyond the number of invitations, there are a few additional details about invitations, namely surrounding people who already participated in Alpha 1 and people who are considered elders on the Discord. So the first group, if you participated in Alpha 1, you are automatically flagged for Alpha 2, for the Wilderness Alpha. Don't have to do anything else. You're gonna get access right away. So you made it. Good job. Elders, if you are an elder on the Discord, so that was a special role that was given out the first week that the Discord server was publicly available. If you are an elder, you need to make sure that your Discord profile or your Discord account is linked to your Pax Dei profile. Once you do that, you are also going to be flagged for getting access to Alpha 2. So those two groups are getting access to Alpha 2. We know that. That's been confirmed. So if you're not in either of those groups, there's a lot of hope for you. There's a lot of chances. So if you're in a smaller group, make sure that your group is using a friend code, the same friend code, so that way there's a greater chance of you getting into the next round of Alpha. Okay, so we've covered that Alpha 2, the Wilderness Alpha, starts April 23rd. Participants in Alpha 1 are getting into Alpha 2 automatically, basically. Elders, once you link your Discord, you should be getting into Alpha 2 as well. Everybody else, there's a good chance that you're going to get into Alpha 2. So I think we've covered all the big things. There is no NDA for Alpha 2 for the Wilderness Alpha. So if you're a content creator of any kind and capacity, the gates are open for you to make content. So we should share it with us. Let's see what you make. Let's see what you create. Until then, the last thing I'll mention is that Altari has such an immense privilege of being able to share content that he was able to create with us and actually interview some of the developers from Mainframe about Pax Dei and some of the changes that are coming up. So stay tuned, because there's a release schedule of videos leading up to Alpha 2. So if you haven't yet, go like and subscribe to him. He's got a lot of interesting content coming up soon that is going to be naturally relevant to all of us Pax Dei players. So give him a like and a subscribe. Stay tuned for those videos. I know I'm excited to hear about all the different things that are coming out, combat and crafting and things of that nature. So oh, last thing I forgot, and it's probably really important to the people that want to do PvP. There's a PvP zone that was announced. It's called Lyonnesse, and I lost it. I have my notes up here and I lost it. Where did it go? Oh yeah, there it is. So it says enter at your own mortal peril if you're willing to try our first iteration of PvP. So PvP zone, it's here. I'm not a PvPer, but I'm interested because it's Alpha 1 and it doesn't, or Alpha 2 and it doesn't really matter. With the changes that are coming, with the updates that are coming, an introduction of another zone, like this is going to be another big alpha for Mainframe. So make sure you get your feedback in when it's time. Until then, stay tuned to Altari's videos. Make sure your profile is complete, your Discord account's linked, and then join with us as a community as we anxiously, almost unbearably anxiously, wait for Alpha 2 to show up. Until next time, we'll see you on Discord. Take care.